nice about the Illustrator program I use is that I can build features in one size and then make the image smaller so I can create legs and such, but still keep a lot of detail and work a lot of minutia without having to squint really hard. And you'll see that happen there in a second once I finish the arm there. I actually didn't like the length of the arm, so I went back and changed it so it was the right length and both were the same on the same side. To answer a question, I actually use a image. I will look on Tumblr or the internet and I'll find somebody standing in a way that I like, and I just keep an archive and then I'll pull them out when I need them, which is very helpful. But I definitely do not trace the image. I'll just use it for reference as I am drawing. Just figure study, basically. Here I am going through and adding features. The face actually came pretty quick on this one. Sometimes I struggle with getting a good face that I like. I needed something a little dreamy. Now this one, when I went to the Jane Fonda character, Barbarella, I didn't use a archival image. I did to reference her costume, but I actually just built her body sort of based off the Disney princess style of drawing. I'm a big fan of the DC animated universe and Paul Dini and his stuff, so I kind of used that template to create Barbarella. Then I put the layers together to build the image, just setting her where I wanted her, and then I went into building the wings. I also used reference material for the wings. I wanted them to be very stylized and dramatic, so I actually pulled this from the image of a tattoo and duplicated it and reversed it, and then manipulated the size of the left wing so it looked like it was further back, and to give you a bit of perspective, let's see, I believe now I have created a layer on top and I am inking a picture. I love inking because it gives everything a very clear line, and all my guesswork, I can pick the best line from the many scratches that I do during the initial penciling. I just love a clean, inked comic look. It makes me very happy, and I find it very soothing. I've always gone to drawing as a way to relax and turn off my brain when I have a particularly busy day. It brings me lots of joy. I really like the legs on this one. I thought I captured those pretty well. Sometimes I struggle with the quads and the placement of muscle. So up here you see I'm now working on the outline of the wings, and I'm actually in recent year or so started inking in different colors depending on what the character was. Like you can see I'm doing her hair in a red, and then I'll do her body in black, but her outfit will be in gray because the outfit itself is colored white. If you've seen an old picture of Jane Fonda as the character, and I feel it really brings everything together and gives it sort of an animated look. I wanted this picture to be very stylized with these weird little black straps that whoever designed the costume good because it really makes all the colors that I color with pop. What you can see I'm doing is outlining just like you would in any other coloring that you may do. You know, adult coloring books are really popular right now for stress relief. I think they're fun, and I think it's a fun idea, but I'm of the ability and preference that I will color my own picture as opposed to color someone else's. So you can see how having the outline, the ink layer, a different color kind of changes the texture of different body parts. The body is really in focus. The wings seem softer, and the basic color layer and block coloring makes it feel a lot more like an animated cell. I really loved doing the research on Barbarella. She has a bunch of different outfits in the film, and they're all really cool, but I really, really liked this one for some reason. I think it has a more clean animation look, so that was the one I borrowed to make Barbarella. As you can probably imagine, I don't draw women as much as I draw men, but I do find them very fun, especially if I can make them a little sassy. And I'm building a background. I didn't initially think I wanted to use any borrowed images, although at the end of the day I did find a planet and dropped it in there, but I thought maybe a weird looking sun would be nice. So before I did the shading, I tried to pull that together a bit. You can see I'm coming up with a cloudy, sort of murky background and adding, I don't know, space dust. So when I do shading, I go through and I pull the skin tone that I originally used. Then I'll go several shades darker to create the shadow, so it's still flesh toned, but it's a darker flesh tone, depending on what flesh tone I'm using. I pulled his initial body hue to be a little tanner, because the actor in the film was a lot tanner. Actually toyed with just making him maybe Latin or another ethnicity, but I ended up keeping him blonde, just because that's the image I remember from the film. I'm adding in highlights there, just to make everything seem a lot fuller, and then I'll go through with white in a moment, as you can see there, to give it that nice shine, and really make the 3D look happen. And then I go, and I take the layer that I do the shine on, and I'll blur it out so it seems smoother. My blending is not like you would with a painter. I use filters and fun stuff like that, but I don't consider it cheating when you have all the tools at your disposal. I really wanted the wings to glow, so I add a lot of white to them, make them shine and look very ethereal, and then I went through and added texture, so that way it would glow from underneath as well. I'm still figuring out fur and feather, so that's going to be a challenge for me in the future as I learn to digitally paint. The gentleman who originally played the role of Pygar in the film was kind of 1960s skinny, so I beefed up the image a little bit, just because, no particular reason. The first sketch I did was actually a lot leaner, but I manipulated the image and pulled it wider, just so we'd have a wider look, and it seemed to work out pretty well. There we go, very pretty angel there. He's gonna go away in a moment. And goodbye, because we're gonna pop to Barbarella here. I don't know, what else am I doing reminiscent of that era, kind of bouffanty look. And we're adding the highlight in for her, making her very curvy and nubile, as Jane Fonda was back in the 60s. I love women because they are built in such extremes, where men's builds are a lot subtler. There's great beauty in both, and it's fun to play with the looks, either campy or more serious, but they both have great attributes that are fun to work with. And I like getting creative and coming up with fun costumes, since I love superheroes and the idea of people that are able to do extraordinary things. So we're adding some shading there to her space cocoa boots, because you can't have a space adventurer without space cocoa boots. Playing with the background a little bit there, playing with different tools, but then I decided to drop in just a planet and give it some shading and put it on there, so it was complete. Well, if you enjoyed the Whisper video and watching my art come together, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.